If you've been following the news, you may have seen that Tesla has stopped accepting Bitcoin for payment due to its environmental damage. This is, however, just on the back of it announcing that it would accept it. So why the sudden change? Why is Bitcoin so bad for the environment, and are other cryptocurrencies better? Let's explore. First, we need to explain what exactly Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is a digital currency. Transactions made using Bitcoin are verified by decentralized nodes or miners. There is not a central body that governs how the currency is regulated, and the advantage of that is that it removes the possibility of corruption or fraud by avoiding a scenario where one body controls the currency. Traditional paper currencies, on the other hand, are regulated by central banks. The more Bitcoin is used, the safer it becomes. You could say it is a truly democratic currency due to it being governed by its users. Of course, it has its critics who point out its widespread use in illegal transactions, as it is not governed by a legal body. So now we know what Bitcoin is. What exactly then is Bitcoin mining? Mining is the process of verifying transactions, and to do this, Bitcoin uses a method called proof of work. When Bitcoin was launched back in 2009, the founders needed a way to regulate the currency without using a central bank. Whereas a traditional piece of physical currency can't be spent twice, you either possess it or you don't, Bitcoin being a digital currency runs this risk. So to prevent this from happening, each transaction is verified by Bitcoin miners. Verifying a transaction is also how new Bitcoin is brought into circulation. Miners are essentially minting the currency. The process boils down to having Bitcoin miners guess a number or target hash. What then is a hash? A hash is a 64-digit hexadecimal number. This is a number with 64 digits, and each digit having 16 possible outcomes, 0 to 9, A to F. All target hashes begin with at least 8 zeros. Because of this 64-digit identity, a guess has the order of trillions of possible outcomes. By guessing a hash equal to or less than the target hash, the transaction is verified. If you were the first to do this, you have verified the transaction. Once you have verified 1 megabyte of transactions, you are awarded in Bitcoin. Awarding miners in Bitcoin also provides extra incentive to mine it. By ensuring Bitcoin payments are legitimate, the more valid Bitcoin will become. The idea behind proof of work is that users themselves can verify transactions, adding to its legitimacy and preventing the need for a central bank to regulate. However, the difficulty of guessing this number changes over time. Mining difficulty is adjusted every 2016 blocks, a block being 1 megabyte worth of transactions. The reason for this is to keep the rate of mining, or the rate at which new currency is brought into circulation, at a stable rate. If they didn't, Bitcoin would be minted at a faster and faster rate. In the beginning, Bitcoin mining could be done with a laptop or computer due to there being very little in circulation and few people using it as a payment option, and so the chance of one node or miner guessing right was higher. But now, because of the huge amount of Bitcoin transactions and Bitcoin in circulation, there is a lot more miners using more and more powerful computers, working in groups or pools, and to balance this, the chance of guessing correctly is very low. As of the time of writing, the level of difficulty is 23.1 trillion. In plain English, one node or miner has a 1 in 23.1 trillion chance of guessing at or below this target hash. So the more computer power working together, the more likely the transaction is to be verified quickly. But remember that 1 megabyte of transactions has to be verified to be awarded Bitcoin. 1 megabyte of transactions could theoretically be one transaction, but it's usually thousands. Now we start to see why Elon Musk pulled Bitcoin as a payment option. The process of mining Bitcoin involves groups of very large computers with very powerful cooling fans running constantly. This will only get more energy intensive as it grows in popularity, and having a large company like Tesla accept it as payment would inadvertently pour fuel on this fire. And when you consider the fact that mining operations are often carried out in areas like China, where vast amounts of coal is burned for energy, we can fully appreciate Tesla's decision. To put this into context, the mining of Bitcoin consumes as much energy as the entire country of the Netherlands. But are all cryptocurrencies this bad regarding emissions? Well, fortunately, the answer is no. As mentioned earlier, the main problem with Bitcoin is its use of proof of work. Not all cryptocurrencies use this, however. Other currencies use proof of stake. Purecoin is one such example, and was the first to pioneer this technology. So what is proof of stake? In proof of stake, the transaction is verified by randomly choosing a node or miner based on their stake in the currency. The more currency you have staked, the more likely you are to be chosen to verify the transaction. Your reward for this is the transaction fee. Therefore, the more you have staked, the more likely you are to get the transaction fee. It is also a way of protecting the currency. If you attempt to sabotage the currency or commit fraud, you will have your stake frozen. In other words, you also have more to lose. But this is also where the main advantage of proof of stake lies. All that is required is a computer with an account to verify the transaction. It eliminates the need for the vast amounts of electricity to run the computers guessing trillions of numbers. Many other cryptocurrencies are considering using this concept, and Ethereum has already begun the process of changing to proof of stake. I hope you liked that video. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.